the pandemic and all victims of war and violence, especially women and girls. We need peace, justice, and a healthy, safe, and sustainable environment for a better future for all. Thank you for this opportunity to be able to provide inputs into your discussions that will impact all our futures. Respect and promotion of women's rights and human rights generally are the heart of the CBD and should be effectively and duly translated into the goals, targets, and monitoring implementation framework of the post-2020 Global Biodiversity Framework. We need a strong gender-responsive implementation of the post-2020 Gender Plan of Action. The capacity building strategy, review, planning, and reporting mechanisms are to be anchored and in line with the deliverables of the post-2020 Gender Plan of Actions through gender-responsive implementation of the whole of the GBF, including gender-responsive indicators. We shall learn from the gaps in the implementation of the GBA and the ITU targets from the past. We support the GBF guiding principle and a strengthened text for Target 21, but they are not sufficient to ensure integration of gender equality and justice and secure full and effective participation of women and girls and ensure their rights to equitable access and benefits from conservation and sustainable use of biodiversity. The post-2020 GBF requires a standalone target on gender equality. The time is now. The biggest drivers of biodiversity loss include monocultures, unsustainable livestock farming, and other extractive industries, as well as indirect drivers, which have had a diverse impact on women globally. As industrial incentive agriculture, livestock farming, and large-scale fisheries are recognized among the main drivers of biodiversity loss, action is also needed to reverse the trends as soon as possible. For millennia, indigenous fisher women, peasant women have been the custodians and protectors of the world's biodiversity, of the traditional and ancestral knowledge intrinsic to it, the consequences of which can be seen in the loss of biodiversity. Governments have a plenary mandate to put in place strong, rights-based, gender-just, and equitable regulatory frameworks to halt destructive business activities. Businesses cannot be asked to self-regulate as currently suggested in the draft GBF Target 15. Gender-just and equitable governance and a recognition of the importance of gender-just community conservation, indigenous peoples, and other forms of collective actions should be included in all area-related targets. In closing, we also appeal for a gender-responsive financing mechanism and resource mobilization. We envision a world that is inclusive, just, kind, and nurturing, and the only way forward is recognizing and acknowledging the injustices we have created in the world today. Thank you, Chair.